Yes, it's true that the victim of a theft crime, like in my experience, that would be one of these observations that the victim is kind of walking around, and it's like as if the victim of the crime is looking for his visitation. And what you need to do is stay out of his stay out of that person's personal business, because one of the problems is that when you're talking to that person, you could be dealing with some kind of an opportunity that doesn't quite make a lot of sense. Like with that victim of the crime, for instance, like these two people should be looking for that wallet, depending on who it is, you know, that's in the conversation with the homeless person or the crime victim. You could be somebody that would, you could be talking about an opportunity with the homeless person's missing property, but that opportunity does not create a liberty with that homeless person. And the thing about this is that we do get mixed up on that subject. We do create the liberty from the observations of some opportunity that comes along for that homeless person's missing property, you know. And so it could be possible that what you might say is that the Son of Man is the Son of Man. Foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. And I guess what I would say about that is that you wouldn't want to misuse that religious information. You know, you could probably consider it to be religious information, but that doesn't mean that you would want to misuse religious information. Just because there is a truth about this subject doesn't mean that poverty is something else, you know. Just because there's a truth about that subject doesn't mean that that everything else should be more expensive for those people if they're not on the streets right now, you know. You wouldn't want to misuse that religious information. When you see that homeless person, for instance, that what you're saying about that opportunity is that what you need to understand is the homeless person is going through that experience. And so while someone comes along talking to me about this and that, whatever it is, I've already made up my mind that I'm finished thinking about the old cell phone. I'm finished thinking about the old cell phone, and I'm going to get a new cell phone. And what happens is you come along talking about the old cell phone. Now, do you see how that's strange? Because I've already made up my mind about the old cell phone. I moved on to the new cell phone, but I've got to talk about my psychological responsibilities and my physiological responsibilities. But you're just talking about the old cell phone. You see what I mean? This is my observation, just because I've got a lot of experience with this at this time, like on the streets, and I'm thinking to myself, why? Why does this person always like freak out, like as if we're dealing with a responsibility subject, like all of a sudden everything starts going haywire? And that's really what I think. I think that we get kind of caught off guard, like two people, like they're standing too close together almost, because what you're really talking about is the fact that this missing wallet is 2 blocks away in somebody's apartment building. You know what I mean? That you were running around this, you were here just yesterday, or you were here just the day before. For instance, you know, if you can kind of see it in your mind, you know, that you're talking to this person's missing wallet is 2 blocks away in some apartment building, but this person's already moved on to the next subject. Understand? That human being that's on their own journey is already moved on past the missing wallet, regardless of what the reality is in the community or the atmosphere. This person has a right to let go of that missing wallet and move on to the new wallet. You want to help homeless people get back on their feet. You know what I mean? You want to help homeless people because it takes money to replace the missing property. With me personally, it's like, it's 2 or 3 different cell phones. It's a laptop computer. There's a bicycle. There's like 3 backpacks. Some identification. I still have to go back and finish up my story with Payday and a paycheck advance, cash advance place in Santa Cruz right now, and that's like, I don't know, it's like $275 or something like that. There might be an opportunity for that adventure, that Boy Scout adventure, that scouting adventure. There might be that opportunity for that detective work. But the homeless person has every right to be moving away from the past and into the future. And one thing that you could do is you could assist that person with like some nutrition information. And the other thing that you could do is actually help that person financially to replace the missing property. And nobody has the right to send that homeless person into the past. In reality, nobody has the right to send that homeless person into the past, like, anymore, you know. When they're moving on to the future as a Christian saint, you do not have the right to send that person into the past. You know, let's get back to the future.